Hi everybody, meteorologist Chad Evans here with a look at your daily weather forecast video, sponsored always by Trent Johnson State Farm. Trent is my agent.com. Big thanks to Trent. Big thanks to all of you. Big thanks to all of our other sponsors as well. We got a little clipper system coming in. You had kind of a weak one last night, yesterday evening with a little freezing drizzle, some dustings of snow. I saw up to a fluffy 1 inch in our far northeastern counties. Another one is coming in today, but like we've been saying, a little warmer air is also coming in today as well, with temperatures climbing above freezing in some places near 40 degrees. So not all of it's going to be necessarily a little wave of snow this evening and tonight, but we got a little mix, a little bit of rain, drizzle, some freezing drizzle, a little bit of snow pellet action, snow grains, sleet, flakes, all kind of mixed together in part of the area. Our northeast has the best shot of it just being basically all snow. But regardless, the precip relatively light, may still cause a few slick spots overnight, especially as temperatures drop back below freezing. Then after that, a fairly mild, tranquil period of weather going on. And as a matter of fact, I think we'll get some rainfall off and on during that time before much colder air comes in. Generally just after or near the midpoint of January, an Arctic blast coming in with temperatures dropping below zero and an impactful winter system with ice, snow, or just all snow. We'll have to watch that. And then it gets milder again after that significant cold spell, and then another significant cold spell as we end January and start February. Here's that little clipper moving to the southeast. Again, a lot of clouds around our area today. Of course, the mix, the rain, the drizzle, freezing drizzle, and yes, some snow showing up on the radar composite right here, and we can see it on radar. Again, the green, mainly just some drizzle, but some of the white is drizzle, freezing drizzle. Some of it is just all snow, especially up here in lower Michigan, but it's all moving to the southeast. I was looking at some of the observations and cams up here in Newton and Jasper County. This is kind of a mix of light drizzle, light freezing drizzle, and a few flakes in this area. We've got some just plain old drizzle around Fowler. We've had some drizzle in Lafayette with temperatures above freezing and some flakes of snow north of Winnemac. And getting into the evening, again, this is more the snow area, much more of a light mix down here because it's 35 at Pine Village, it's 37 here at Cayuga and Covington, 33 at Flora, 32 at Logansport though, and 32 at Rochester, but we're 34 at Morocco with still a lot of clouds around as we look at Highway 55 and US 24 Goodland. And there's some of the drizzle we can see falling, kind of a light haze, light fog appearance here at Wolcott and the Chalmers exit on Interstate 65. So there is the wave of mix and some snow coming through. We can see more of the blues, Tipton, Rochester, up towards the DeMont and also Maderryville, Francisville, and Winnemac area. So more just plain old snow there. But as you go southwestward, again, kind of a mix of everything for a little while. So it's that area that a few places may get a very light dusting of snow. But if you're going to see more in the way of snow, you got to go northeast. We may have 1 to perhaps 2 inches of snow from Winnemac here to Kewanna, Fulton, Rochester, Chi-Line, Mexico, Denver, over to 12 Mile, and right around Royal Center. And we may get near an inch of snow here if you're around Peru, perhaps around Logansport, and then the numbers will lessen, but still some accumulation, Monticello to Tipton, maybe 1/3 of an inch of snow at Frankfort, Flora near 1/2 an inch. We may see a light dusting in Lafayette all the way to Fowler. And also keep in mind if you do get a little drizzle or freezing drizzle or little bits of sleet, that's going to add to a few slick spots on roadways as well. After that, then we just turn our attention towards this other clipper coming, and this would be generally early to mid next week. Right here it is. You can see it coming in from the northwest. The latest data does have the band of snow mainly northeast of our area, but our northeastern counties may get some accumulation out of this. If it shifts any, others get some accumulation too. But with this kind of track, Again, this would be a Pulaski, Fulton, Cass, Miami snowfall. And then as you go southwestward, much less in the way of snow. And it's quite possible, given some of the warm air down here, it might just be a little drizzle or a few rain showers towards Crawfordsville, Covington, and the Fowler area with that kind of track. Then it's just milder, and we have several systems of rain to get through the 8th through the 14th. So there's one, you got two, and then you got a third one. It's just all rain and some thunder as well. Temperatures will be fairly mild, but the brutal cold will be assembling. So this is the analog data from St. Louis University. You can see the brutal cold coming in right at mid-January, the warmth in the southeast, and there'll be a storm right here in the Texas Panhandle in Oklahoma that may round the bend and move to the northeast. Now this is the probability, longer range probability via analog, not model, but analog data, probability of more than 2 inches of snow. So from this standpoint, it's got 40 to 50% in our area, which is pretty good for the longer range. For just after or near that midpoint of January, you can see the snow area right here. That would be the storm doing something like that. And this is kind of long-range data suggestion. If it shifts a little here, it'd be ice and snow. If it takes this track, it would be all snow. Again, more questions than answers, but what I'm trying to show you is the general trend and what all the teleconnections are all pointing towards, and all the analog data. What is that pointing towards? Well, it's pointing towards a storm and a big Arctic blast, period. And there goes the storm ramping up over eastern Michigan, the wind, the snow showers, and the brutal cold with an Arctic high coming into the plains that will send our temperatures below zero. But not the case this New Year's Eve. 31 at 6, 26:10, 19 at 2 a.m. It'll be getting progressively colder through the evening. The wind will kick up, so your wind chills towards midnight are going to be running anywhere from 1 below zero to 8 above. So pretty cold evening underway, and there will be some snow showers around, and little mixes of drizzle, freezing drizzle, and little bits of sleet too. So watch for slick spots, especially if you're going to be out, say, 10, 11, midnight, 1 a.m. as you're headed out from celebrations after highs today from near 30 north to as high as near 40 in our southwestern counties. There's New Year's Day, so colder, maybe a couple flurries, couple snow showers in the morning. Otherwise, we'll start to get more in the way of sun as the day wears on, but it's still going to be a cold day. Highs only running, look at that, 19 Wheatfield, 23 Lafayette, 24 Crawfordsville, and 22 at Flora and Burlington, 22 at Fowler. And with that breeze, your wind chill in the afternoon will be single digits to low teens around. And a new product I'm going to be putting up on these graphics is the highest snowfall total for that day, the record daily snowfall total you'll notice here, and also the daily lowest high temperature and daily highest low temperature. So I added that to our record data. We've got a really nice record data set that goes back to the end of the Civil War here in Greater Lafayette. Friday, 29 to 35. A lot of sun initially, but then we start to cloud up a little bit during the day. We'll hit 32 for a high temperature, 33 Attica, 35 Cayuga, but we stay in the upper 20s to around 30 in our northern tier counties. Now beyond that point, a little front will come through. A warm front comes through on early Friday morning. So we'll probably have a low at 10 on Thursday night. And then early Friday morning, that temperature, of course, will be rising. Here's Saturday, we hit a high of 35, but we may start to fall some in the afternoon between a weak, dry, cold front, but then it warms back up Sunday to 37, but it's going to be a little breezy. 40 on Monday, 45 Tuesday. Again, Clipper coming in, a few rain showers, some snow showers in the northeast. Could be a big range in temperature over the area. I mean, it may be 48 degrees at Cayuga, and it may be only 33 at Rochester during that day, and snowing at Rochester and a few bits of showers down towards Cayuga. So that'll be a day to watch. 34 Wednesday with a few snow showers. And then with time, a week from Saturday, you'll notice, hey, look at that, it's warming up, but it starts to get wetter again. And enjoy the balminess here with the rain, because the brutally cold air and a potential winter weather event brewing around the midpoint of January.